As Sri Lanka heads towards an election, will everyone forget the pandemic that engulfed our nation? The Government Medical Officers Association, convening a media briefing today, said that the warnings issued by the World Health Organization of a second wave of the virus should be considered seriously.
33 people who were receiving treatment for COVID-19 were discharged from hospitals upon recovery today. The total number of recoveries in Sri Lanka now stands at 1,711. 320 patients are currently receiving treatment under medical supervision.
We know that the World Health Organization has warned of a second wave of the coronavirus and requested everyone in the world to pay their attention towards it. According to the National Institute of Epidemiology, at least 68,000 tests should be carried out to prevent a second wave. Therefore, we continue to ask the Director General of Health and from the President to support the health sector.
The decision to reopen the Bandaranaike International Airport from the 1st of August in a bid to reinvigorate the economy, which collapsed due to COVID-19, has been changed.
There was a discussion about reopening the Bandaranaike International Airport from the 1st of August. However, until now, neither the International Civil Aviation Organization nor the World Health Organization has given us definite directives regarding the matter. It cannot be done according to our way. The WHO must apprise us on which quarantine process we should adhere to. We are still hopeful as it is only the 30th of June. If they provide us the necessary information over the next few weeks, we can facilitate the reopening of the airport.
A
comprehensive study into the trend of the spread of COVID-19 should be looked into before reopening the country for tourists. Are we to open the country for all nations, or are we to only allow those who arrive from countries such as New Zealand which have contained the virus? Will the country reopen before or after the general election? Which quarantine procedures will be followed? How will tourists be tested? Will tourists be allowed in groups or individually? Which hospitals will treat anyone who contracts the virus? How will contact tracing be done in case a tourist tests positive for the virus? Is our method strong enough? We need to examine all of it.
However, former MP Udaya Gamanpilla claims that the spread of the COVID-19 pandemic has been controlled within the country.
For nearly 59 days, no COVID-19 patients have been discovered from society. That means the virus does not exist within society anymore, unless it is brought into the country from another country. No one fears contracting COVID-19 anymore because we live freely. Although we enjoy this freedom, there are still other nations in the world which are still struggling to contain COVID-19. It is a battle between life and death. We have around 2,000 confirmed COVID-19 patients, but neighbouring India records nearly 15,000 cases daily. That too is less when compared to England.
Although the former MP made such a claim, Sri Lanka has not been included in the list of countries which would be allowed to enter countries which form the European Union. The EU has published a list which includes 15 nations. These countries include Serbia, Thailand, Tunisia, Algeria, Uruguay, Rwanda and South Korea. Travellers from these 15 countries would be allowed to enter Europe effective from the 1st of July.
We were included in the list of the first 5 countries which control COVID-19 in its peak. Why was Sri Lanka excluded from the list of countries which are allowed to enter the EU? Why are they treating our country differently? While we pose this question to the EU, we need to inform our authorities regarding this. Have the Ministries of Health and Foreign Relations carried out their duties in a proper manner?
The Ministry of Foreign Relations has noted the decision of the European Union to reopen its external borders on the 1st of July, initially to a list of less than 15 countries that does not include Sri Lanka. According to a release from the Ministry of Foreign Relations, the Embassy of Sri Lanka, accredited to European Union in Brussels, which has been actively lobbying for Sri Lanka's inclusion in the list, was informed by the European Commission that it has not yet considered countries that have not opened airports nor accepted visitors from the EU region. The embassy was further informed that the list will be progressively expanded depending on the progress made in the epidemiological situation in the countries, the ability to apply containment measures during travel and whether or not that country has lifted travel restrictions towards the EU countries.